All right, welcome back. Contracts that close. How wholesalers get sellers to sign fast. Before I get into that, I see a question that came from Latu. Natu, I see. How you doing, Natu? Question from Scorpion Bradford says, if it's 600 to $850,000 per house, which percentage would be best? So I would probably be around 75% for that. Okay, between 75 and 85%. Okay. Now it would depend on a couple of other factors. If I have something solid going on there, I would talk to the buyers in that area. I would have, if I have access. If you don't have access, go inside of PropStream again and look at the data and see what the cash. There's a filter inside of PropStream called cash buyers, or another filter also called. There's another filter called let me make sure that I'm not sharing the screen at all. Yeah. There's another filter called the flipper agents. Okay. Flipper agents are basically agents that represent cash buyers. Go look at what those numbers in that neighborhood is. You will see that they're closer to 85% than they are closer to 65%. My magic number is always 65%. That's how I came into the business. I was taught by my mentors 65%. So I basically push from there higher depending on affluent or $50,000, right? So it just depends. Go look at what the buyers are buying for in the last 6 months, the cash buyers in that area. And PropStream also allows you to do that. Okay. So now urgency, and trust. Urgency or trust, two factors you want to really pay attention to when you're talking to sellers. Okay. Urgency and trust. If you strike a balance between urgency and trust, the sellers will commit quickly. Okay. The people that are calling you, if you're following my lead using digital marketing to find leads, right? The people that are calling you, what they want is really urgency. But you also don't want to come off as a person that is suspicious in any way, or and if you're desperate, you will become suspicious very quickly. If you're confident, you'll become trustworthy very quickly. If you can provide value, urgency, which is why they're calling you, they want to sell a house quick, fast, right now. They need to get rid of a piece of liability. They call it a house. They used to call it a home, or they used to call it a investment property, right? So, but now they're stuck with it and they need to get rid of it. So urgency, the striking a balance between urgency and trust is going to be the key. Okay. Now I know we've talked about numbers and everything and all that kind of stuff, but that's not how the deals happen. Okay. The contracts, like I said earlier on, is what creates what we call the equitable interest, which is what wholesalers flip. That's what you turn into opportunities. That's what you turn into homes. That's what you turn into value. That's what you turn into profits in your pocket, right? So let's talk about it. Like any other business, psychology is key. Psychology, understanding the psychology is key, like any other business. Okay. You want to remain cool, calm, and collected. I'm talking about confidence. Now, obviously, that's easier when you know what you're doing, when you're educated. Um, but a part of that education comes from experience. That means you have to, at some point, put yourself out there and take some risk. Okay, maybe with your money or anything like that. But when it comes to the psychology of the seller, like I said earlier, urgency and trust. But let's dig even a little bit deeper. There's something called fear and timing. Fear and timing. If the timing is right, they're ready to go. If the timing is off, they're not ready to go, right? So that's not there's not a lot you can do when you just want to make sure that you're ready when the timing is right. You want to be available for them when you want to be that guy that they'll call when the timing is right. Okay. So if the timing is off, the timing is off. However, you want to be ready. That ready part is something you can control, that you can control, right? And then when you're able to say, hey, let me know when you're ready, that also boosts trust because now they know you're not just depending on their house to create business, to create value for the marketplace. Okay. So there are three things I want to share with you really quickly. Okay. Three things that will make a seller say yes outside of the timing is just not right. Okay. If the timing is not right, make sure that you have systems in place that the timing is always right for you. The timing may not be right for them, but the timing is always right. There's a lot of people trying to time the market. Trying to time the market, that's how you lose. Instead, make sure the timing is always right for your own business. Be in business, be consistent. But three things, there are three C's, okay? Clarity, all right? You want to be clear, okay? How do you become clear? You have to listen. I'll tell you more about that. But clarity, confidence, and convenience. Okay, I can't put that on the screen right now because again, I'm struggle streaming today. Shout out to La Quinta. It's a weird hotel. Anyway, clarity, confidence, and what did I say? Convenience. Okay. It's how do you showcase this? It's how you present your offer. Okay. um the official corporate, all that stuff is going out the window when you're stiff. All that is good. You want to be conversational, you want to become likable. Essentially, these people to you want them to feel like you're a normal human being. People do business with people, not with corporate, right? In recent times you've seen like major massive companies that try to bring institutional money into wholesale. Many actually went bankrupt. Partially bankrupt, trouble at one point. All the personal touch is not there. That's the luxury that you and I have because we can bring a personal touch into this. People want to do business with people. If you bring that confidence and there's the personal touch, it's the magic that you're looking for. Okay. So even if you get big, you want to make sure that your business is always um, you're always understanding the plight of the regular person, that the person you're bringing value to. They need to kind of feel like you care. Okay. So conversational, you want to make sure that your conversations are conversational and not so rigid. You don't want to be talking about stupid policies or any of that kind of stuff. You need to speak their language. You need to speak to what is going to become value to them. Okay. Now that you know what's going to become value to them, you have to do a lot more listening. Okay. It also helps you when it comes to objection handling. Yes, of course, this is kind of sales. It is sales. Okay. So objection handling is even a lot more better when you're able to listen to them, understand where they're coming from, and then use that in your delivery of value to them. Okay. So even when it comes to using technologies such as the DocuSign, e-signature tools, and stuff like that, long before there was DocuSign, I'm curious when was DocuSign founded? Too long before there was DocuSign, I was getting people to sign and fax over the contract to me. How? Because I knew how to make them feel comfortable. Interestingly, DocuSign was founded in 2003, but it didn't become what it is today at that time. The question I should ask is that when did you find out about DocuSign? I didn't find out about DocuSign until probably 2011, 12-ish. But long before that, I had been getting people. I will fax over the document. I will send it to their email. They will print it out, sign it. They will fax it over to me, and it will show up in my email back then. So it's all in understanding the psychology of a seller who needs to get rid of a property urgently, but you also understand that they need to be able to trust you. Okay, what's the number one? What's the number one excuse that you hear from sellers when they don't want to sign? Share yours. If you've been operating it, share yours in the comment section. I would like to know what that is. See if we can compare some war stories because I've had my own fair share of war stories. I don't know if I told you. Well, if you want to hear my, if you go to the home, in them. Okay, so some in there. So maybe we can some horror story. What's the number one excuse that you've heard from sellers when they hesitate to sign? Okay, so now that you understand how contracts flow, okay, and and how you get your business flowing by simply understanding the psychology to getting people to sign contracts. Um, there's some faster paydays. I want to talk about that. Okay. There's some faster paydays that can happen for you. Let me see here. Scorpion say, I have to talk to my partner. Awesome. All right, so I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. Let's move on. I want to talk the next segment here. We're going to talk about what is it again? Um, how to print these checks. Okay. The easiest money I've ever made in my life is still real estate, guys. I've made some really some other things. I'm a really I love coaching people on relationships. Right, I do that as well, and it's also easy money. But the easiest money I've made is hands down to real estate. I made a lot of money coaching as well in digital marketing, healthcare, IT. You know, that's also easy money actually, but real estate is still the best. Right. So I'll be right back. Let's move real quick. This is Ola, my Empire Pro, your favorite real estate coach. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your Empire starts today. I've written 3 game-changing books. Download them free at myempirepro.com/books. I'm also looking for partners, money, time, or anywhere in between. If that's you, visit myempirepro.com/partners. And if you want to try the all-in-one PropStream software for free, go to myempirepro.com/PropStream. Stay tuned. Let's build your $10,000 per month real estate empire.